Your media, where you are.
I'd like to welcome our audiences. Welcome again. You're tuned into The Calling with myself, Neo, right? And today we're talking spiritual cleansing after miscarriage or after an abortion. And I am joined by a very special lady, Mam Gugu. Do I say Mam Gugu or do I say Gogo or do I say Mkulu? Because today I felt a very masculine energy
Okay, so it's
as you
Mkulu.
walked into the studio. So can you introduce yourself to our audiences at all?
Okay, good evening, guys. Mkul Gugu would be, or Mkul Pungane actually, because I work with Hadebe, a clan, which are my maternal side of the ancestors. Those are my dominant ancestors. So yeah, you can say Mkul Gugu or Mkulu only, so that you cut the matter short as we converse.
All right. So, Nkulu, you're here today, and this particular show, really, what we are about is we are curious about the spirituality, and a lot of times we come across challenges that the conventional ways cannot solve. And today we are specifically focusing on issues around you wanting closure after either a miscarriage or after an abortion. Other people want the closure because they felt a deep connection with their child, right? And they had a miscarriage.
Yes.
Other people want closure because they are feeling that their lives have become a mess and things are a lot more difficult ever since they had a miscarriage, and they're starting to think that maybe, there's something that is linked to the miscarriage that I have.
Yes.
Other people, you find a situation that they've gone to consult with someone and somebody has told them that there's a child, or you had a miscarriage and you didn't do 1, 2, 3, and meaning that you don't have a closure.
Yes.
Then obviously when I think miscarriage, most of the time I think women.
You think women?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that is something that affects women,
Only women.
and so forth, So these are some of the things that are on our minds, and I'm sure they're on your mind as our audience that is sitting there and hoping to get some golden nuggets that you can apply in your own life. But Sis Gugu, cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. First of all, miscarriage doesn't only affect the woman, it affects the guys as well. Reason being, you plant a seed to this woman, and in most cases actually that's how it is. When you plant a seed, that child takes your surname, right?
Yeah,
So
most likely, yes.
Most likely, yes. And that alone tells you that the seed that was planted there doesn't only affect a woman, but it also affects you as a guy.
Yeah.
Spiritually as well. So when you terminate, okay, I'm gonna start with miscarriage, which is a natural occurrence, where it happens that you miscarried, and miscarriage happens for different reasons, which can be medical, which can be spiritual.
Okay.
People mostly focus on the medical side,
Yes.
and then forget that it can also be spiritual, where sometimes uzolahlekelwa in underwear. Kanti
Alright.
bahambile bayokufasa bakubopha. So that's
So
the spiritual
somebody can actually cause
miscarriage.
your miscarriage
Definitely,
by
yes.
means of
Witchcraft and spiritual attacks.
Yes.
Yes. So, and you find that bakbo pile that you don't want you to have kids. So all the time you conceive, you lose the kids. Sometimes it's idlozi itself that's causing miscarriage. Maybe because where you are, or maybe the partner that you're with is not the partner that they want to start a family with. Remember, it's we're growing the clan, we're growing
yes,
the
yes,
bloodline.
yes.
So if this if a seed is planting, you're planting a seed into this woman's womb, and the ancestors are not in agreement with that, then they will just terminate the child. And then you find yourself, you were miscarrying, then you maybe you break up with this guy, and then you meet someone else.
Yeah.
Or this girl, you meet someone else, and then there you are, first time you fall pregnant, you don't miscarry.
Yeah.
And you wonder, what was wrong with me?
With the previous person.
With
or
the
something
previous
like that.
person, where else it was just, they just didn't want you to have a kid with a specific person. Okay, then we're going to move over to termination. Now, with termination, it's a guy.
With termination, obviously, I mean, from where I'm sitting, a miscarriage is like it can't be that it's the woman's fault or it's my fault.
Yes.
It happens without my intervention.
Yes.
Maybe it could happen because you were not aware
Yes.
that you are pregnant, and maybe you were not taking the necessary precautions, and that could have put you, at risk.
Exactly.
Right? But when it comes to lay abortion, then, there's more of an active participation in seeing to it that this child does not see day.
Yes, and for reasons are different. So, we're not gonna say we're shaming people who terminate. There's always a reason.
Yeah.
In most cases, it's a valid reason. Because I mean, if you have this gift or you're granted this gift of this human being, then you decide that you want to terminate. There's always important reasons. Could be for whatever different reasons. But what are the effects spiritually after you terminate it? So the effects are, it could be uguti. Now when you want to conceive, you can't, because you would have terminated or what we call an ancestral child. An ancestral child is a predetermined spirit that they already know what they're going to do with this child. They already have a purpose for this child within the blood or within the family. So then they plant the seed in your womb so that this person carry out a duty. And then when you terminate that, then obviously the ancestors are going to be angry. And definitely you can't just move on with your life before you sort out that mistake that you did. So you have to now ushweleze. You need to ushweleze that you did this and state your reason and plead. Other ancestors are easy, others are very hard. They want to also just make your life miserable. Up until a point that you understand that what you did was wrong. Okay. And for a guy, so there are guys.
I want to know about, because when we spoke over the phone, right?
Yes.
I called you and I was like, "Hey, man, there's a lot of ladies, they're worried about this," and you were like, "No, but it also affects guys."
Yes, and for a guy, there are guys who says abort, you must abort.
Yeah,
you understand?
Like most of the time,
You
like, hey, I'm not ready to be a father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you find that maybe a girl was ready in a way, but then obviously they won't want now to have a child alone, and then they'll opt for an abortion. So obviously now the ball is in your court, because you're the one who instigated or who suggested the termination.
Yeah.
Do you think then you'll just walk free without any?
Yeah, because it means that I had something to do with your decision, or with the decision for this child to not see the day of light.
Exactly. So you're also going to have spiritual blockages later on in life, or even immediately after that. You're going to have spiritual blockages. Either your ancestors can be angry at you because the minute the woman falls pregnant, it was like gets excited that we are building a family. Bayafiga abo. What's your name?
Wow.
Bayafika bayanda,
Yes.
Now we're enlarging the family, and then when you go and say terminate, they'll be mad at you. And remember, the more they bring you, what guys don't understand, of which I'm just going to take an opportunity to say now, is that when you bring a child into this earth, your ancestors increase your pockets financially, because now they see that you are
Hi.
you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. I'm just saying, a lot of guys are not paying pap geld because
you understand. And then when you stop paying pap geld, then because you brought this child and we're giving you money to sustain this blood, our blood, and you're not doing that, then you're going to lose your job, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you'll find that guys are saying, no, women have more opportunities than men now, because they're not participating, they're not fully taking charge into taking responsibility. And then power, because we're taking responsibility, of which is something outside the topic, but I was just like letting you know that to come back to the topic, you also get to be affected. You get affected by spiritually. You'd find now at work things are not going well. All of a sudden people don't like you. So now you working with this dark cloud. And this dark cloud is affecting your life progress. And you find that you want to get married now. When you want to start a family, whenever you want to go pay lobola, and things are not working out, so you go consult with your partner, and they tell you that no, there's a child that needs to be acknowledged. And as soon as you do that, then they're going to release your blessings. So if you haven't done that, nothing will progress. Even with paying a damage for the child that's leaving.
Yeah.
Culturally, it's important that you sort out that first before you move over to actually paying lobola for topic for another day.
Guys, apparently, right, you can't just go and pay lobola. Apparently, you first gotta pay the damages first.
To fix where you left before. Yeah.
Oh yes, because you kind of like messed up, right?
You did. So how
All
can
right.
you just move on?
So I've got another thing here, ne? Look, I was doing my research and so forth, and one of the stats I came across on the NHT, I think it's a National Health Today. It's a UK based site and so forth. One of the things that they said like 1 in 8 women will experience a miscarriage. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So essentially, they will experience this miscarriage not knowing
Yes.
that they were even pregnant.
Yes.
So now what happens in that case where I like you didn't know you were pregnant, me as the guy, I didn't know you were pregnant, but like how do I get into trouble for something I
you didn't know? We get a lot of that during the consultation. We would I would pick up that there's a spirit that you miscarried, and a woman wouldn't generally wouldn't know. Then I ask you, was there a point where maybe you bled out of the norm, and and then they were like, yeah, there was at some point, Gogo, maybe 2 years back, but I didn't take it serious. I thought, others don't even experience the bleeding, but they do. Others even have several miscarriages without knowing. Then you go on, things are not going well, where else the spirit is there. Sometimes you don't even know how many spirits are there, which is a problem for you, because you didn't know genuinely, even if you believed in that you need to get cleansed, but you wouldn't cleanse, obviously, because you don't know that you miscarried.
All right, tell me something. What does the process of cleansing actually looks like? What are the steps that are involved in cleansing?
Okay,
number one.
so
Number two is, do I have to get other people involved? Does it have to be something that is done by a traditional healer, inyanga or sangoma, or umuntu osekhaya, or can I do it secretly? Because sometimes we don't even want to hey, we did an abortion, So how are they gonna look at me in the family?
Okay, so it's different for different okay, so you can choose.
Yeah.
So you can do it at home, or you can do it via a healer.
So when you do it at home, it means you must get somebody from home involved.
Yes, so you need to get someone from home involved, because you can't cleanse yourself. You need to take someone you need to tell someone that I need to be cleansed, because the process is, when you do it at home, there must be a goat. So a goat or a sheep, depending on what is used in your home.
On your
Sutus
clan.
normally use sheep for their ceremonies. Others use a goat. And kudingeka ni umswane inside. Umswane is the important part inside. And umswane uzothatha, and then uhlanganiswe with imithi, isithunde esimnyama nesithunde
So only
esimhlophe.
umswane. What about inyongo? Because I've had people speak of inyongo food.
Okay, nonyongo uyayithatha nayo uyifake phakathi kwalowo mswane loyo, ney'thundu ke imithi that are needed ukuthi ube cleansed. Yes. And then a person needs to buy you new clothes. Remember now, basusa the stuff. So you can't wear clothes that you were.
So obviously, this would mean that
someone else must.
Like me, if I was the father of the baby that passed on.
Ideally, yes, but if a father is not there, then the father is not there.
Okay.
So it's not that it's compulsory that the father is there, but the father can also do their own cleansing at their own.
Okay, you can do it separately.
Unless you guys are married and you sorting things out together. Then you can just use one, because you'll be speaking to the husband side of the ancestors to cleanse, and using one goat makes sense.
All right, again.
Yeah.
So you said, okay, fine. The ritual, it involves a goat or a sheep, depending on the kind of tribe you come from and your clan, the clan that you come from, right?
Yes.
And from there, they take umswani, what?
nenyongo and put it inside there, and then you cleanse. Then you get cleansed by someone else.
So, but wait, how do they cleanse you? Like, is it like batatamans? They take tap water, put it in a dish,
You want like the entire details?
Well, not necessarily too in detail. Or is this something? Pella, somebody's gonna go and they're gonna tell them that they need to cleanse, right? You're probably sitting there and thinking, hey. Actually, I need this, right? But you must go consult. But you also need to know when you've got somebody that's doing it wrong.
Yes.
So, like, that's the question. Is like, is it happening in the issue, or is it something that's happening at the river or something like that?
Remember, it's done differently according to each family.
Oh, okay.
So I can just give general what's needed generally because abanye would do it bazoya after sebenzile they'll take you to an open field outside but shiyamathunza mnyama there. Abanye would cleanse they will cleanse you differently depending on how it's done at home.
I see.
But and then what's important is that kube khona isilwane that's sacrificial in terms of removing this dark cloud. Yes. And then when you do it with a healer, the healers we use a white chicken because it's white, it brings light in your life. Yes,
and stuff like that.
And the most important thing that people maybe don't do is to name their child. And
so you
also,
need to name the child.
Yes,
you must give them a name like they're actually born. They're actually
yes.
Don't forget to name your child.
So you need to name your child and ubaqokisa as well.
Yeah.
Because now what happens is
meaning that
you need to buy a rompanyana, yes, baby clothes, yes, milk, bottle milk.
Yeah.
So basically, you acknowledging this child that you mine. I'll you wherever you are, you will be clothed.
Yes.
You will be fed. And introduce your child to your other siblings.
If you've got other children.
Yes, if you've got other children, introduce them with the name. Because if you don't do that, then the spirits gets jealous. Whenever your kids are eating and whatnot, they are an outsider. Then they feel like I'm not dressed, I'm not eating. Then they start to even affect your kids' progress.
I've heard of incidences where abantu abadala, like the elders would say, the way your child spills food, you'd swear that they've got a sibling.
Yes, that wants to eat.
On.
Yes.
So is that where that comes from?
Yes, they'll spill the food because why are you eating? I'm not eating.
Oh, snap.
I want to eat as well.
All right.
You see how deep it is.
So these are some of the signs that you can look for in the home.
Yeah, and and sometimes you will see your child playing with an imaginary friend.
How?
Sometimes ganti usiswa. Can you show? Kids are pure. They're pure spirits, so they're able to connect.
They easily connect.
Adults. So the sibling will come and connect with. Then maybe they will like, Mama, Papa, I was playing with the girl or the brother that looks like me, and you would like then. At the baker, you need to know that maybe it's maybe it's my child that I terminated or I miscarried. Now the spirit has come, and to tell you the truth, the cleansing is very important, and it brings so much peace after and so much light into your life. I mean, just doing that one ceremony, just sacrifice that one day and do the ceremony for your child to be at peace and for them to be an angel too. Bring light and instead of darkness. I mean, it's worth it because you got nothing to lose. You've already lost so much, and there's more to lose if you don't do the process.
What are sometimes the general symptoms or like the signs? Here there might be a chance that me and my wife or my girlfriend, we had a miscarriage. We might not be aware of. What are some of the signs that I can look for that can inform me around that? Obviously, you'll probably go somewhere once you suspect. You'll go and consult. But what are some of these signs that one can look for? We know that, you can pay attention to your kid, your children that you already have.
Yeah.
Are they having imaginary friends? I mean, it's not always the case.
The case is not.
Obviously,
yes, it's not. Yes.
Kids have overactive imaginations.
Yes.
But
others maybe bazalwe bembethe, and they talking to their twins and things like that. Okay, so first of all, sometimes in most cases maybe you'll now try to conceive, or like when you now planning that you want to have a baby and you can't.
So
because that spirit that you miscarried without knowing is now interfering, wanting to be acknowledged and wanting to actually shows attention. Dreamers dream. If you, as a husband or a wife, dream, then you would dream of your child. So maybe when you dream
So,
of
uphuphune ngane kodwa,
yes,
like,
uhlezi uphuphune ngane
and this
yomfana
child is
noma
like 10
yentombazane.
years or
And you're
something
like
like that.
yes, and then they like they're calling you mama, or they just like always close to you, you know. You dream, or maybe if you neither of you dreams, then maybe a family member will be like, yes, I dreamt of you, or I always dream of you. Go, instead of seeing two of your kids, there's three, but we know two living kids, you know.
Yeah, we don't know anything
Yeah,
about a third child.
yes,
Now
then-
people are busy, they're divorcing because they're thinking, yeah, the husband went and cheated. And
cheated.
probably has a child
Yes.
somewhere
Why
else.
is there third child? Why am I always dreaming of the third child? Where else
Yeah.
is there miscarriage? You know, especially if maybe a woman dreams and then they see a third child, then they'll ask you, Mpo, oh no, sorry, do you have a child? Like, do you have a child? I keep on seeing a child that looks like you.
Yeah.
You know, where else you guys miscarried and you didn't know? Yes, and then you go consult and find out that okay, we miscarried. We need to sort that out.
Wow. So, like, now here's the thing, ne? What can I expect? Ukuthi, like, you know, let's take for instance, like, angisomuntu wezinto zamasiko and so forth. But emotionally, I feel like I've suffered a loss, and I'm not somebody that was raised with these rituals or with African rituals as other people do it,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So now, what I'm interested in knowing, if I was not raised with these African rituals or with these rituals that we are talking about right now, but I do feel like there's a connection that I had, and I need to do something.
Yes.
Can I do like something to just acknowledge that child that was Seguti? Mtanam, my baby, I was looking forward to having you. I want to, like a friend of mine. I've got a friend of mine.
Yes,
He's
you
not
can-
into this,
yeah.
but every year he will celebrate
Yes.
his
the loss.
son's birthday.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the loss, but you know, he knows
The
the
life.
child would have been born on a particular day. So
Yes.
every year he does that.
Which is
that something
good.
that can actually work for other people?
Yes, I think that's a good that's a good idea, and it's something great because he's acknowledging this child in the spirit and is forming a part, because whenever he's doing birthdays for the other kids,
Yeah.
then the other one is not getting a birthday.
So the most important thing, really, it's about acknowledging and appreciating
And
that
yes.
you know, even though physically this child might be
Is
gone,
not- yes, but
emoyeni, spiritually,
they
that is somebody that actually
that's
is there.
even with the stillborns, you know,
Oh yeah.
because there are stillborns angel kids as well. Also, you need to fully cleanse for that. You need to fully cleanse for your child, and mostly with stillborns, the name would have been there because you know how we are. People
Oh, yes,
get
yes, we
excited,
normally,
and you
you
name
know,
the child before
they're born.
You know, and then when you now give birth and you lose the child, then you don't. So ungayenza a lati for the child. Umenzele iladi.
So when you say lati, like an altanyana,
An
or-
altanyana.
oh
and
yes, a
then
shrine for the
yes,
child. You know, this
where
is in
you-
recognition or in memory,
Yes, and then
something
you
like that.
put sweets, you put sweet snacks, everything that a baby would eat.
Who
And
must eat those sweets? Because physically, I mean, I
the
put sweets over
kids,
there.
kids in the family or neighbors or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
just give them to kids, and then we all then rejoice, you know, in having to eat whatever.
Yes,
the-
yes,
the-
yes, yes.
And then they're happy. The child, the spirit speak. It's a whole it's a whole
It
lot
feels
of-
like a whole subject that requires like a good 4 hours, not even just 30 minutes.
yes, but
You know?
it's very important to acknowledge our spirits, because abanye abantu abashadi because bavimbele into
Oh,
encane.
so some of the things that can actually get affected
They
is
can
like
affect your marriage,
umshado.
affect your abanye, even msebenzi, it affects nje, you know, aspects in your life that are important that you all want to achieve, can even affect your work. You would go to interviews but don't get a job, so they can see that you have a skill, they like you,
Yeah.
bese lethunzi leli limnyama likuvele likuvale and just don't get the job.
So essentially, you'd say this is closure, actually.
It's closure for
And
for
there
you
is-
and also for the child as well, and also to bring this child into the family, because they are they are
Igazi
also,
lakho.
yes, sebeyidlozi kuwe as well. Sebeyidlozi kuwe, so kumele benzelwe izinto ngokufanele.
Yo, look, if you've just tuned in right now and you're wondering, what did you stumble upon, all right? This is The Calling with myself, Neo, and I'm joined by this special, beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Umkhulu Bopungani. Bopungani lokho. Ne? On Twitter, you go by the name
Lady G.
Lady G. I like that. I was like, okay, yes, somebody with a bit of swag. I like that. Lady G. Is that at lady_G? That's what I saw.
Yes.
All right,
definitely, yes.
sweet. So, Lady G on Twitter, and I saw you've got a lot of following and so forth, and then you do respond to DMs. Anybody that wants to consult
To
with
ask
you, they can
questions.
actually reach out to you and so forth, right?
Yes.
And okay, the biggest things that I've taken from today is that just because I'm a guy does not mean that miscarriage does not affect me.
You, yes.
Does not mean that abortion does not affect me.
Definitely.
And I could be affected to such an extent that I'm not getting a job. I'm trying to marry somebody new, but the money is not just coming together. And so many
Maybe
other
you
ways.
get married and you just don't conceive within the
Oh
marriage.
yes, you don't have kids.
Then now you're expected to have a family, you can't, which is also stressful.
So what I'd like to know from you, right? What's the first place to start when I suspect that? I mean, I'm sure right now you're sitting there and you're thinking, what's the first place to start now that I've identified Uguchi? There's a chance that I might have a child that I did not acknowledge, and I need to acknowledge this child.
Okay, so the first thing is phahla. You can use just white and yellow. Add pink candles.
Oh, so either I can use white, yellow, or pink.
Or all three.
All three.
So white being for bringing light, yellow for communicating with your ancestors, and pink is for amanono. So the kids that passed on, or the kids that were their spirits, or they didn't
died
get to
at,
live. Yeah,
like,
yes, we call
they
them
died while they were still children.
Yes, we'll call them amanono. So to communicate with such spirits, you use a pink candle.
Yeah.
So just phahla. And first, maybe ask your ancestors to come to you in a dream,
or whatever means,
or whatever means, or maybe even when you walk in a mall, a healer just comes to you and tell you in Dabazaki,
Yeah.
in terms of getting you to get a message.
Yeah.
Second option is to go consult. The reason I'm starting with dreams is I believe mostly in my ancestors communicating directly to me.
Yeah.
Instead of going now consult, give your ancestors a chance first to communicate with you. And should there be blockage in communication, then you can go consult. Yes,
or go and get confirmation of things that you could have seen. Sometimes maybe the vision comes,
but you don't know how to interpret it. Yes, and then you go consult. But it's always best to just getting a message directly from your ancestors. When you go consult, it's a confirmation, because it's gonna frustrate you to go consult maybe, and then you get told something you've never heard before. Yeah. But if it's something you dreamt about, then it's already
it starts making
exactly the puzzle gets complete. The puzzle adds up, and then after the consultation, then most people consult and find out what's happening. Then they don't proceed with the intervention or the healing. They don't proceed with now healing the problem.
The ritual that they need to perform.
You didn't do anything. You just wasted your time with the consultation because you didn't see it through to... It could be finance stopping you. And this is what I always say. When you go consult and you get an answer, now go back and ask for money to fix.
Yeah, a lot of times, I don't have the money for like these rituals, like constantly. There's that. So yeah.
When you and ask specifically to sort out whatever, your ancestors will give it to you because they know it's important for you. They know it's important for them. As ancestors as well, they want their bloodline to be fixed, everything to be fixed. Because if it's not done by you, it's gonna fall down to your kids.
So that's the danger.
Yes,
If I just ignore it,
now you're gonna make your kids that are living to suffer.
So it becomes your children's responsibility.
Yes. There are people who say, I terminated, but I'm fine, I'm rich, I have everything. You don't know what's gonna happen with your kids,
with your next generation.
Maybe it's just holding and it's not affecting you, but it will affect your kids.
You had for yourself, right? So maybe you're not being affected by any of the stuff, but then again, you're gonna have kids, all right, and might come back and bite them.
Exactly.
What have you got to lose?
Which is unfair.
All right. So maybe it's unfair. If I have to carry the sins of my father,
exactly, it's very unfair.
You should hear a lot of my white friends are like, why am I getting punished for apartheid that I was not in?
You know what I mean?
That I was not a perpetrator of. And you can understand to a certain extent that argument.
Yes. So rather fix. If there's anything that needs to be fixed, fix, and don't it isn't for your kids. It's unfair. So yeah.
Wow, sister. Like, you've given me so much. I hope now, there at home, you've taken something that at least you've got a start point, right? Your curiosity has been, at least replenished and so forth. You've gotten some golden nuggets that you can go and use, you can go and apply, all right? But any last message that you have?
Okay, so the message I have is, it's important to pahlani, guys. What I believe in phahla is that it opens a channel for you and your ancestors, not only for miscarriage or anything, for everything in your life. Just seek, phahla, pray. Even if you don't believe in ancestors, pray. We are spiritual beings before we anything else. And whether the religion, the African whatever spiritualities divide us or not, at the end of the day, the spirituality is the same. Like it's the same across. It's the same across, and the source is the same. It's God. We pray to God.
Umdali,
exactly. We pray to God. We all pray to God, and the connection to or the ways to connect might be different. Do whatever that you believe in. At the end of the day, it's your faith that carries you. If you're going to do something that you don't believe in, it's not going to happen. Whether we are phahla, whether you pray or not, the believing that you're going to get something will get you that. And no dream and is too big. You can't say, I'm asking too much. Ask and see if we are nigwain, and do the work. Also, when you phahla and pray, be specific. If you say, I want a polo, my God, my ancestors, I want a polo.
1.6.
1.6. I've done the work. I want it in gray. I want it like this and this. I would love it to be by end of this year. Do something. Promote me at work. Find me business deals. Okay, what am I going to do with the polo? I'll help at home. I'll take my wife. I'll do this and this and that.
Also, whatever you're asking for, you must also say,
benefit.
This is
yes.
how it's going to not only help me, but it's also going to help those around me.
Yes.
Your children, your family,
your family. Yes, because that's what you're here for. So this is going to benefit me and my wife. My wife and I are struggling. We're tired of taxes, or we're tired of this car that keeps on breaking and things like that. We need, just be specific and see if it was a lignig or God doesn't give you that.
I'm coming for that. I'm coming.
You can you can also just use maybe just one white candle and just pray and phahla with your bowl of water and speak to your ancestors and believe that they're gonna give you.
I know that we said that on Twitter it's at Lady G. I like the Lady G. At Lady_G. G spelled G-double-E, right?
Yes.
It's Msibi.
Yes. Yes. So like I said, my leading guides are maternal.
Right.
So hadebe
umawakho ubuya kahadebe umthimkhulu obungayo.
Yes. So ngihamba nabo hadebe.
Oh, okay. But does it mean the other ones are not with you?
They are.
So
that's why I said they leading.
Team.
They team. Yes. Msibi no hadebe they team. Abaga hadebe they leading. cause ngizalelwe ekhaya. So yeah, so hence yes.
Okay.
So ngizalelwe ekhaya, it wasn't in marriage.
Oh.
So how am I using my father's surname then?
Mama, I think that's another topic for another day. Besides Twitter, like how else can people get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me. My number, should I give my number?
If you want to, like
WhatsApp only on.
Yes, and I
prefer WhatsApp.
I need to
Yes, just Togaza Mkuli. I need this and that on 067 852 8885.
So if you're outside of South Africa, which I know some of you are, it's that +27 or it's that 0027.
I'm literally getting a whole lot of people outside South Africa this month, especially. Yeah. Oh my
I can see the international.
So yes, WhatsApp me. You're gonna get me via WhatsApp.
All right. So give us the number again.
067 852 558. Did I say it like that last time? I think. So it's 067. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the correct one.
Yeah.
So it's 065. Sorry. 067 852 558. I'm going to repeat one.
So that's the WhatsApp contact,
yes,
right?
That's the WhatsApp.
All right. So you got the number. If you're outside of South Africa, you just replace that 0 with 0027.
+27.
You understand? So if you're not adding the 00, then you put in the +27. Right. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm honored by your presence. I fixed this place now.
I love it. Speaking to me. Everything speaking to me. Yes. Thank
you so much once again for joining us. We really appreciate your support. Do not forget to subscribe to Yo Media. And we have got so many other episodes that you can check out where we are dispensing or we are sharing such important information for you. Maybe you're confused, maybe you're not too sure about certain things. Please go and check our previous episodes and so forth, and do look out for new episodes as we bring them out. But in case you want to communicate with us, you can drop us an email. It's thecalling@yourmedia.co.za. thecalling@yourmedia.co.za. Senza kanjani Koko?
Okay, guys, do subscribe. Subscribe to The Calling. It's Your Media, The Calling on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yes.